I gotta go Kobe at the 2. I love Mike, but I just gotta go. I grew up watching Kobe. Got to play against him. 81, 12 threes. You know, gold medals. Yeah, I love MJ, but Kobe's like a carbon copy of Mike. So I'm gonna go Kobe just because that's my era.
That's my era. And with those 3 words, Michael Jordan, the man sitting dead center in basketball's biggest GOAT debate, was suddenly left out of an all-time starting 5 by a 6-time champion. Klay Thompson did it in 2026, chilling outside on a park bench with a basketball in his hands, with nobody beside him telling him to clean up the answer or switch his pick. But here's the twist. This wasn't really a shot at Michael Jordan, and it didn't sound like some wild take designed to blow up online. Klay had a rule about who could even make his ballot, and somehow, that rule pushed out the biggest name imaginable. So here's how Klay built his 5, who ended up outside looking in, and what the record book says about the legend who didn't get that chair. Plaque Max runs a Twitch channel centered around music, where rappers and producers can cook up beats live on camera. But that day, his guest wasn't just another musician, it was 4-time NBA champion Klay Thompson. Before anybody even got around to asking the serious basketball questions, they played one-on-one. After Max put the ball through his legs, Klay backed him down, bumped him off his spot, and buried a step-back 3. Then came the grade, delivered right to Max's face.
You could have played pro somewhere for sure. You could have been played pro, probably in
I'll take that.
yeah, you know, like 3rd division Italy or something, you know?
3rd division Italy. Savage. But that moment tells you exactly what kind of session this was. If Klay was willing to say that straight to somebody's face, he probably wasn't about to water down his all-time list just to keep basketball fans happy. There was no debate panel, no TV desk, and no producer counting down to a commercial break. This was just a stream, and these are the places where some of the loudest basketball debates happen now. Klay started building his lineup from the paint outward, and the big men came quickly.
Gotta
so
get that.
hard.
Gotta get that starting 5.
Dang, at center, I'm going Shaq.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I grew up watching Shaq, and you know how Steph warped the game as far as spacing, pace and space? Shaq did the opposite. Like, teams used to keep like 3-footers on the bench just so they could hack Shaq.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
So I go Shaq at the 5.
Stephen Curry stretched defenses way beyond the 3-point line. Shaquille O'Neal did basically the opposite, crushing defenses inside until teams were willing to foul him on purpose. 4 championships, 3 finals MVPs, and 15 All-Star selections back up that choice. So Shaq's spot wasn't exactly begging for an argument. The 4 spot came even faster, and Klay had a number ready.
Gotta go Tim Duncan, big fundamental at the 4, because man is just the definition of consistency. You know, his game is quiet, but his legacy is loud. He is a beast. Like Timmy D is a beast. No weaknesses in his game. All defensive selections in the history of the game too, with 50.
Tim Duncan's game may have looked quiet, but that resume makes serious noise. Duncan earned 15 all-defensive selections, the most in NBA history. That's not hype, that's the record book talking. Then Klay reached a spot where 3 all-time monsters were competing for 1 chair, and that's where he finally slowed down.
This just gets so hard. I mean, you can pick between Larry, LeBron, or KD.
Again, the numbers helped settle it. LeBron James has made 22 All-Star teams, more than anyone in league history, while Klay himself has made 5. That's a 5-time All-Star basically doing the math on himself in public.
22 is crazy.
It's crazy,
when
bro.
you even
I
say
thought
that
5
out
was a
loud,
lot,
like,
you know? I'm like, dang, this man got multiply that by 4.
But Klay didn't stop there. He handed LeBron one of the biggest compliments a shooting guard can give another player.
LeBron, I mean, we saw him for four straight finals, and I haven't seen anyone control the game as well as he does. He can do everything on the court. He has no weaknesses.
He has no weaknesses, and that's coming from somebody who battled against LeBron across 4 straight NBA finals. No era excuse, no sneaky qualifier, no walking it back. 4 positions were gone, and every pick had a serious case behind it. That left shooting guard, the 1 chair everybody expected Michael Jordan to own. You can almost hear Klay preparing himself before the words come out.
I gotta go Kobe at the 2. I love Mike, but I just gotta go. I grew up watching Kobe. Got to play against him. 81, 12 threes. You know, gold medals. Yeah, I love MJ, but Kobe's like a carbon copy of Mike. So I'm gonna go Kobe just because that's my era.
That's my era. A carbon copy of Mike. That has to be one of the strangest explanations ever given for leaving Michael Jordan off an all-time basketball team. Klay Thompson's reason for choosing Kobe Bryant is basically that Kobe played the way Jordan played. So somehow, the copy gets the chair while the original walks away with a massive compliment instead. And here's what makes this whole thing even crazier. Klay never says Kobe was better than Jordan. He never calls Jordan overrated, never tears down his resume, and when he starts bringing up numbers, they're Kobe's numbers. Calling Kobe part of his era is where Klay leaves it. Almost like he's shutting the door on an era of basketball he personally lived through. That's not really a ranking. It's not even a full basketball argument. It's basically a birth certificate. Still, Kobe Bryant is absolutely no weak pick, and pretending otherwise would be ridiculous. 5 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 1 league MVP, 2 scoring titles, and 18 all-star selections. That resume is stacked. His legendary 81-point performance against Toronto also stood as the second highest scoring game in NBA history for 2 decades. But put Kobe and Jordan side by side, line by line, and things get spicy fast. Championships, Jordan has 6, Kobe has 5. Finals MVPs, 6-2. Jordan reached the finals 6 times, won all 6, and walked away as finals MVP every single time. Regular season MVPs go 5-1. Scoring titles 10-2. Jordan averaged 30.1 points across 1,072 regular season games, while Bryant finished at 25.0. That's roughly a 5-point per game difference stretched across 2 gigantic careers. Defense is where the comparison gets much tighter. Both made 9 all-defensive first teams, but Jordan also has the 1988 Defensive Player of the Year award sitting on top of his pile. Once you move beyond that defensive column, the resume comparison starts opening back up.
Other than Kobe Bryant, because he steals all my moves.
And the wild part is that Jordan himself talked about Kobe's similarities years ago. "He steals all of my moves," Jordan once said, and it was clearly offered with affection. But there's another layer to that sentence. It also tells you where those moves originally came from. Jordan returned to that relationship at Kobe's memorial.
He was like a little brother. You know, all of us have brothers and sisters, little brothers, little sisters who, for whatever reason, always tend to get in your stuff, your closet, your shoes, everything. It was a nuisance, if I can say that word. But that nuisance turned into love over a period of time.
Speaking with genuine love about how Kobe would get in your stuff, your closet, your shoes. That's the older brother relationship Jordan described. There was deep respect there, but there wasn't much mystery about whose closet Kobe had stepped into. So Klay Thompson and Michael Jordan aren't actually far apart on the basketball part of this. They both recognize how heavily Kobe's game was influenced by MJ. They simply reach different conclusions when deciding who gets that shooting guard chair. And this is the detail some of the loudest headlines skipped right over. During that same conversation, sitting on that same bench, the first name Klay gave when discussing his basketball Mount Rushmore was Michael Jordan.
4 players, so I'd have to say MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Steph. Just because I was able to watch all of them growing up.
MJ came first, from the exact same man who had just left him outside the starting 5. Then Klay explained the rule behind everything.
I wasn't allowed to watch Wilt or Larry or Magic or Bill Russell. So like, from my own eyes, it's those 4.
From my own eyes. That's less of a basketball argument and more of an eligibility requirement. And Michael Jordan isn't the only legend who gets caught by it. Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird all run into the same problem. Think about how crazy that gets. Russell's 11 championships can effectively disappear from consideration because Klay's personal rule favors players he actually remembers watching. That's not saying those older legends weren't great. It's saying Klay built the list around what he personally witnessed. And he clearly knows exactly which legends that rule cost him.
You know, the 5 that could counter that would also be special. You know, you got Magic, Mike, Kareem, KD, Larry, like the list goes on, man. It's the greats, the immortals, as they say.
He described them as the greats, the immortals, with Mike sitting right there among them. So Jordan wasn't erased from Klay's basketball history. He was named out loud as one of the giants while still being denied that starting spot. Then the Chicago Bulls came up, not just Jordan as an individual, but the actual team. And Klay gave them serious respect.
Could the 96 Bulls beat the 2017 Warriors?
So shout out to 96 Bulls,
Yes.
72-10.
Dang.
And they have a team that is perfect for the modern game. We got Mike, Scotty, Ron Harper, Tony Kukoc. It would be a great series, MJ.
Perfect for the modern game was his verdict on the squad he's supposedly disrespecting. Then came an even bigger statement.
The firepower we had between two MVPs on the team with Steph, KD, and myself, playing off the ball, and Draymond facilitating. I'm going to give the edge to the Dubs just because I think our shot making, but it would definitely go 7 games.
It would definitely go 7 games. That's not somebody brushing Michael Jordan's Bulls aside. That's a player from the Warriors dynasty saying those Bulls would push his own squad all the way to a Game 7. So the controversy isn't really that Klay thinks Jordan couldn't hang. His own words point in the opposite direction. The real issue is the rule he used to build the lineup, because once "from my own eyes" becomes the gatekeeper, some of basketball's biggest legends get locked outside, and that's where the whole argument gets messy. Klay Thompson was born in February 1990. Meaning he was only 8 years old when Michael Jordan played his final game in a Chicago Bulls uniform in June 1998. When Jordan finally walked off an NBA court for good in 2003, Klay was just 13. So that "from my own eyes" rule gets a little more complicated, because Klay's childhood actually crossed paths with the final chapters of Jordan's career. During Jordan's last season with Chicago, Michael Thompson took his son to an arena and had him wait in the tunnel for the Bulls to come out. Klay met the team, and he met Michael Jordan. Years later, Klay admitted he didn't think he even said a word. He had Jordan right there in front of him at 8 years old and was apparently too starstruck to speak. That's what makes this whole debate hit differently. Whatever Klay's rule is protecting, it isn't quite as simple as saying he never experienced the Michael Jordan era. He did, but he experienced it as a kid. And suddenly, that Kobe pick starts looking less like a cold ranking and more like a personal memory winning the argument. Because Klay never actually said Michael Jordan was worse than Kobe Bryant. Nothing in his explanation suggests that. What he put ahead of the record book was the era that shaped him, while the numbers tell their own story. 6 championships to 5, 6 finals MVPs to 2, 5 regular season MVPs to 1, and 10 scoring titles to 2. And there's one final twist that makes the whole thing even wilder. The player who got Klay's shooting guard chair is the same player Jordan said, "He steals all of my moves." Kobe represented Klay's era, while Jordan helped create the blueprint Kobe built on. An era picked Klay's team, but a resume could easily produce a very different answer. Now it's your call. If you think Klay got it right and players should be allowed to ride with the legends from their own era, hit that like button. If you think Kobe over Mike is impossible to defend regardless of when you were born, drop your take in the comments and tell us who belongs in that starting 5. Subscribe for more basketball stories and debates like this, and share this video with somebody who's definitely going to argue with this list. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.